The rope burns where it circles her wrists. Cassia is 26 years old, and she can feel the coarse hemp cutting into skin that has never known anything rougher than silk. You can smell the stable stench of animals and old straw that fills this wooden building at the edge of the Roman camp. Can hear through the walls the sounds that her two younger sisters are making. Not screaming, not yet, but the high keening of terror that comes before screaming, the sound of girls who have seen what is being prepared for them and cannot process what it means. She was, until 9 days ago, Princess Cassia of Pontus, eldest daughter of King Mithridates, a woman raised in palaces overlooking the Black Sea, educated in Greek philosophy and Persian poetry, betrothed to a prince of Armenia whose kingdom would have doubled her father's power. She was the jewel of her father's court, the pride of his dynasty, the future queen of an empire that would have stretched from the Caucasus to the Euphrates. Now she kneels in stable filth, her ceremonial robes torn and stained, her hair matted with dirt and dried blood from a wound on her scalp that no one has bothered to clean. Around her, Roman soldiers move with the casual efficiency of men performing routine work, checking ropes, adjusting equipment, leading animals into position. They do not look at her. She is not a person to them. She is a component in whatever apparatus they are constructing. Through a gap in the wooden slats, she can see into the adjacent stall. Her sister Laodice, 19 years old, is bound to a post in the center of the space, her arms pulled behind her and tied so that her body is forced into an arch. Her face streaked with tears she no longer has the strength to wipe away. Her sister Nysa, 18, barely more than a child, is in the stall beyond, similarly bound, her small frame trembling so violently that Cassia can see the vibrations from 30 feet away. And in each stall, she can see what the Romans have brought: the horses. Massive cavalry stallions, war-trained, selected for size and temperament, held by handlers who know exactly what these animals will do when released toward a bound and helpless woman. She has heard of this punishment. Every kingdom that bordered Rome had heard of it, whispered about it, used it as a warning to those who considered resistance. The Romans called it many things, depending on which commander ordered it and what purpose it served. Sometimes it was spectacle, performed before armies to demonstrate the consequences of defiance. Sometimes it was private, conducted in camps and prisons where only the soldiers witnessed what occurred. But always it involved the horses. Always it involved women bound in ways that left them exposed and defenseless. Always it ended the same way. Her sisters are to be subjected to this. Laodice and Nysa, who have done nothing except be born to a king who dared to challenge Roman expansion, who built a coalition that threatened Roman control of the eastern trade routes, who won 3 battles before the 4th destroyed him and delivered his family into the hands of General Lucius Cornelius Crassus. Crassus. She memorizes the name, adds it to the mental ledger she has been keeping since capture. The names of officers, the hierarchy of command, the patterns of authority that govern this camp. Information is the only weapon available to her, and she has been gathering it with the desperation of someone who knows that knowledge might be the only thing standing between her sisters and the fate being prepared for them. A man enters the stable. He is perhaps 50 years old, wearing the armor of a senior commander, his face bearing the weathered marks of decades of campaign. His eyes move over the scene with the practiced assessment of someone inspecting equipment rather than witnessing the preparation for atrocity. This is General Crassus. She recognizes him from the surrender, from the moment when her father knelt in chains and was informed of the fates his children would suffer. The youngest first, Crassus says to the officer beside him. 18 is old enough, and her screams will help motivate the others. Nysa. They are going to start with Nysa. Cassia feels something shift inside her. The fear that has paralyzed her since capture does not disappear, but it recedes, pushed aside by something older and stronger. She has spent her entire life protecting her sisters. She taught Laodice to read when their tutors gave up on her. She held Nysa through nightmares when their mother died. She has been their shield against court politics, against the expectations of their father, against the thousand small cruelties that palace life inflicted on royal daughters. She will not stop now. General Crassus. Her voice comes out steadier than she expected, cutting through the ambient noise of the stable, drawing attention from soldiers who had been ignoring her. I would speak with you. Crassus turns, his expression shifting from dismissal to curiosity. Prisoners do not typically address their captors. Certainly not prisoners about to witness their family's destruction. The Pontic princess speaks, he says. What could you possibly have to say that would interest me? An offer, Cassia says. One that will benefit you more than watching children scream. She sees interest flicker in his eyes. Romans are pragmatic above all else. Even cruelty serves purposes for them: intimidation, entertainment, the satisfaction of soldiers who have endured hard campaigns. If she can offer something of greater value, she might be able to redirect the cruelty, to take upon herself what was meant for her sisters. What offer? Take me instead. All of it. Whatever you planned for them, do it to me. All 3 portions of punishment, concentrated on one body. I am older, stronger. I will last longer. The spectacle will be greater. Crassus studies her. She can see him calculating, weighing the entertainment value of what she proposes against the original plan. Your sisters are younger, he says. More, appealing to certain tastes. 3 is more than 1. Why would I accept less? Because I have information. The locations of treasure my father hid before the final battle. The names of Roman officers he bribed during the war. The routes of the supply networks he established with Parthia. She is gambling now, mixing truth with fabrication, hoping that greed will override other appetites. Give me my sister's safety, genuine safety, not death in a different form, and I will give you everything I know. I could torture the information from you. You could try, but I was raised in a court where poison was served at every meal and assassination was casual conversation. I know how to die quickly when I choose to. Torture me, and you will get nothing. Accept my offer, and you will get intelligence that will make your career and wealth beyond what this campaign has already provided. She watches him process this, watches the calculation happen in real time. Romans are not sentimental, but they are ambitious, and ambition can be leveraged. The horse, he says slowly. You understand what you are offering to endure. I understand. It will not be quick. It will not be private. My officers have earned entertainment, and I will not deny them. I understand. And your sisters will watch. That is part of the arrangement. They will watch what you endure for them, and they will know what they have been spared. Cassia feels her stomach revolt at this addition, but she forces herself to nod. If they are truly spared, if they are given safety afterward, genuine safety, not slavery, not being sold, not being given to soldiers, what would you consider genuine safety? Send them to Rome, to the household of someone who will treat them as guests rather than slaves. Let them live out their lives in comfort, even if it is comfort in exile. This is what I am buying with what you are about to do to me. Crassus is silent for a long moment. Then he smiles, and the smile is worse than anything she has seen from him so far. You love them, he says. Truly love them. That is rare in royal families. Most would sell their siblings for an extra hour of comfort. My sisters are the only family I have left. My brothers were killed in battle. My father will be executed after the triumph. My mother died years ago. Laodice and Nysa are everything. Then we have a bargain. He turns to the officer beside him. Release the younger 2 from their preparations. Bring them here to witness, and prepare the eldest for extended use. The words land with physical weight. Extended use. She knows what that means. Not a single horse, not a single session, but multiple animals, multiple days. Whatever duration Crassus decides will provide adequate entertainment for his officers. But Laodice and Nysa will live. They will be safe. They will grow old in Rome while she endures whatever is coming. It is enough. It has to be enough. What you are about to learn has been deliberately obscured by 2,000 years of historical sanitization. The Romans who wrote the histories that survived were not interested in documenting what happened to the daughters of defeated kings. They mentioned triumphs and victories, recorded the names of conquered monarchs, noted the treasure that flowed into Roman coffers. But the women, the princesses and queens, who were captured alongside their fathers and brothers, were reduced to footnotes, mentioned only as parts of the procession, their ultimate fates left unspecified. Tonight you will learn what those unspecified fates actually were. You will learn about the punishment that Roman generals reserved for royal women who represented conquered dynasties, the methods designed not merely to destroy individuals, but to annihilate bloodlines, to demonstrate so completely Rome's dominance that no one would ever again think resistance was possible. You will learn about the role of animals in Roman punishments, why certain methods were chosen for certain victims, what purposes the spectacle served beyond mere cruelty. You will learn about the hierarchy of suffering, why some captives were killed quickly, while others were subjected to prolonged degradation, what determined which fate a prisoner received. You will learn about the women who chose to endure these punishments to protect others, the mothers who bargained their bodies for their children's lives, the sisters who took upon themselves what was meant for siblings, the impossible arithmetic of sacrifice that Roman captivity forced upon its victims. You will learn why Cassia made the choice she made, what happened during the days that followed her bargain, and what became of the sisters she was willing to destroy herself to protect. Subscribe if you want to understand what Roman victory actually meant for those who experienced it as defeat. Comment below telling me where you are watching from. Because Cassia is about to be prepared for what she agreed to endure, and I am going to tell you exactly what that preparation involved. But before I describe what happened to her in that Roman camp, I need to take you back. I need to explain why this punishment existed, what function it served in Roman military culture, and why generals like Crassus believed it was not merely acceptable but necessary. Because you cannot understand what Cassia endured without understanding the system that made her suffering useful. The Roman punishment involving horses was not random sadism. It was calculated terror, designed to serve specific military and political purposes. Rome's eastern conquests had created a problem. The kingdoms of Asia Minor, Pontus, Bithynia, Cappadocia, Armenia were not like the tribal societies Rome had conquered in Gaul and Hispania. They were sophisticated civilizations with long histories, established dynasties, populations that remembered independence and resented subjugation. Conquering these kingdoms was relatively straightforward. Keeping them conquered was far more difficult. The solution that Roman commanders developed was spectacular violence, not merely defeat.